Yo, what's going on, crew? Welcome back for another One Piece review. The Voyage continues with episode 1117. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to join the council and become a part of the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. All right, so this week's episode should be a good one. Sabo has returned and he's finally going to tell the story of what happened at the Reverie. You know, we've been waiting a long time to finally, to figure out what actually went down at the Reverie. And Sabo's finally back to tell us his side of the story, everybody. So let's go ahead and get to it. And once again, this should be a great episode. I'm just glad Sabo made it out of there, man. To be quite honest with you, because if it really would have turned out that Oda killed Sabo like that, that would have been messed up. And I would have been upset. I would have been upset. But our boy Sabo is still alive. And you know, once again, you know, he's here to tell his side of the story, everybody. Yeah, we knew that. We knew that. Didn't know that. Okay. Okay. Eight Nation Revolution. Okay, Lucia was one of the kingdoms. Okay, these boys ain't playing. Okay. So they're trying to keep them from getting resources. Okay, starvation tactic. That's smart. But you would have to think they could grow food up there, right? Okay, learning more about the Holy Knights. Pretty sure they must be the elite force that directly defends the Celestial Dragons. Yeah, he's made up of ravens, ain't it, if I remember correctly? Can't remember if he's a Logia or not, though. I don't think that would technically count as a Logia. He might be a mythical Zoan. I can't remember. They probably already told us what his devil fruit is, and I just can't remember. Not playing though. Oh, soot powers. Okay. Okay. So would that be a Logia then? That look like Admiral Fuji, but hold on. I had to go back for 2 seconds because did they tell us the type of his fruit? Soot power user. No, they didn't. But I mean, I guess I would assume it's Logia, right? Because, you know, soot isn't man-made. It's an offspring of, you know, burning stuff, right? So oh, so was it both the admirals here? Yeah, I can't remember the other guy's name, the one we met in Wano. Oh, but they was both here. I believe they told us that though. I have a horrible memory. I know Admiral Fuji was here. I think the other one's name is Rengoku, something like that. Something similar. Or Ryogoku. I can't remember his name right now. Let my people go. You just gonna try and pull up on him like that though? Oh, we cutting them, but okay, something did happen. Never mind. Oh yeah, Ryokugo. or pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, that was his name. Probably still butchering his name, but I mean, I was there. I remembered it. So this must be the Holy Knights. Oh, it's just CP0. Oh, that's old CP9. So it's just more remnants of CP0 then? Or was that the Holy Knights? Did they make it all the way up to Holy Knights? Okay, so this idiot went back to try and take the princess again. Burn the whole castle down, Sabo. Yeah. The 5 builders took that man out of there. Either them, or maybe Imu-sama himself walked into the meeting, just went ahead and offed him. All right, so in episode 1116, Sabo made a return to Kamabaka Queendom, and he is ready to tell Dragon and Ivankov what he witnessed at Marie Joie. But before that, of course, they had to get the small talk out of the way, everybody. The three of them began to discuss their main goals for the Reverie Raid, and their goals are as the following. 1. Declaring war by destroying the symbol of the Celestial Dragons. 2. Freeing as many slaves as possible and rescuing Kuma. And of course, 3. Destroying the food reserves in the land of gods. Dragon goes further to explain how the success of the Reverie Raid incited 12 countries, count them, 12 countries to revolt against the world government, and 8 of them were successful, everybody. They called it the 8-Nation Revolution. One of the 8 kingdoms was none other than the Kingdom of Lelouchia. The remaining 7 countries had begun to decline paying offerings and export natural resources to the government. With the flames of revolution kindled, Sabo the Flame Emperor is now a top target for the world government, and it's only a matter of time before the Celestial Dragon send out the Holy Knights, everybody. So, to start us off here, with the main 3 objectives, we knew about all their objectives, declaring war and, going and rescuing Kuma and all that, but we didn't know one part of their one main goal was to destroy the food reserves in the land of gods, right? So they're going with this starvation tactic to kind of start the war against the Celestial Dragons, which is kind of cool once you really think about it, because I don't know if they really ever fully explain, like, can they grow crops up there, in Marie Joie? Probably not, if it's just all like red rock, right? So they probably can't really grow crops up there. There's probably not any natural resources of water and everything, so everything probably has to get imported up there to Marie Joie, now that I'm really thinking about it. So once again, one of the ways that the Revolutionary Army is going to go about trying to take down the Celestial Dragons and the world government is they're going with this starvation tactic. So some of the main countries that revolted against the world government, they were some of the main countries that were actually supplying both money and export, and food and stuff, export materials to Marie Joie. But most of them have stopped doing that now, as we just mentioned. And a little summary breakdown just there. So that's kind of cool. They're going with starting the war off with some starvation tactics. So that's gonna be cool. And then number 2, another thing that I wanted to touch up on is these 8 kingdoms that revolted. Kind of this is what we saw at the beginning of AK when those people were kind of revering Sabo as the Flame Emperor at the beginning of AK, right? So those people were from these 8 kingdoms that revolted against the world government. So it's nice to know that. And just 2, I mentioned this before, but it is kind of cool how Sabo got the Emperor title, in the sense he took the 5th Emperor title away from Luffy, since now Luffy's an official emperor, right? So Sabo became that pseudo 5th Emperor, if you will, which is kind of cool. But it's all kind of cool. And then once again, his name, the Flame Emperor, is also a homage to that one attack. I believe the very last attack we actually did see from Ace, right, when he was battling Blackbeard, that one big flame attack he did to end the battle, right, the Flame Emperor. So that's also a nod to that attack as well, which I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, and then one last thing before we head to the next section here. The Holy Knights, once again, you know, the Holy Knights got name dropped again, and then now we saw the remnants of CP9 in this episode as well, and it made me think for a second, well, did these guys get upgraded to Holy Knights? But I'm assuming that if we're gonna we waited this long to reveal something like the Holy Knights in the series, it's probably gonna be all brand new characters, right? So more than likely the remnants of CP9 were actually, the rest of the CP0 members that just didn't come to Egghead, right? I was sure thinking when Lucci and both Kaku pulled up to Egghead, where's the rest of their crew? The rest of CP9, did they not make it to CP0? Were they the only two people that made it to the rank of CP0? But we got to see the rest of them today, and it looked like they did make it to CP0. No, it isn't confirmed that they wasn't. Well, I'm pretty sure they are CP0 because they were wearing the white suits like Kaku and Lucci wear. So I'm pretty sure they were a part of CP0 as well, right? So once again, I'm assuming we waited this long for the Holy Knights to be a thing that is going to be a slew of reveal of new characters, right? Oda just wouldn't make CP9 the Holy Knights. I think that would just be kind of lame, right? So definitely wondering if we're going to be able to see any of the Holy Knights during this flashback from Reverie Raid that Sabo is telling us right now. So that'll be cool. We get to see any of them. And also, once again, I will be hella shocked if any of the old CP9 members were in fact part of the Holy Knights. I'll just be hella shocked. But like I said, I'm assuming that we're gonna get a slew of new people when Oda does finally reveal the Holy Knights, right? So that's gonna be cool. But yeah, so let's head on to the next section. So with the small talk out of the way, Sabo is finally ready to tell us what really happened at Reverie Raid. The Reverie Raid begins with the Revolutionary Army destroying the food reserves at Reverie Raid and declaring war on the Celestial Dragons. The Revolutionary Army then proceeds to start saving enslaved individuals and directing them to the eastern part of the city for evacuation. However, the Revolutionary Army are not just going to have a walk in the park as they go about and try and free all these people. Both two admirals, Fujitoro and Ryoku Gil, hope I didn't probably butcher that, but both the two admirals and the remnants of CP9, likely the rest of CP0, are present in the Holy Land of Reverie Raid. While the revolutionary captains hold off the Celestial Dragon forces, Sabo is on his way to save Kuma, everybody. Thankfully, though, Sabo has managed to locate Kuma. Unfortunately, there's a small problem. Kuma is with St. Roswart and St. Carlos, and they have unfinished business as they make their way to try and wrongly subdue Princess Shirahoshi once again. Concurrently happening at the same time, though, King Cobra is currently on his way to have a meeting with the 5 elders. Now, I'm going to start off this section by saying, fuck Carlos. All my homies hate Carlos, hate St. Carlos. Why is he still here? why is this guy still a thing? Somebody should have chunked him off the red line in this backstory, hopefully. For all those who don't remember, St. Carlos, this is that Celestial Dragon that we met back in Sabidi Park, Sabidi Archipelago back, during the pre-time skip. That same Celestial Dragon that Luffy punched, went in the punch, turned back into the Mongol form and all that. Yeah, that same iconic moment. This is that same Celestial Dragon, St. Carlos, right? This is that same dude, and his father is, St. Roswell, right? These guys, once again, they're trying to go and capture Princess Shirahoshi. And once I thought about it, right, of course, these guys are just trying to capture her because she's just, a beautiful mermaid or whatever. But when I really thought about it, I was like, if these dumbnuts actually does end up taking Princess Shirahoshi, right, they just handed the world government a, what do you call that? An ancient weapon, excuse me, just for free, right? They just handed the world government an ancient weapon for free like it was nothing. So it really wouldn't be good if they got a hold of Princess Shirahoshi, right? So she's not just a beautiful mermaid, she is also an ancient weapon. I almost forgot about that. It would be horrible if the world government got a hold of her, right? Horrible, just straight horrible. I would, probably destroy the world at that point if they really wanted to. But also in this episode, we got to see Princess Vivi. She was walking down somewhere to go and get Garb. We don't know where exactly she was at in Reverie Raid, but she was leaving the the place, her resting quarters, if you will, to go and ask Garp for help, because she fears that the other princess, Princess Carlos, Saint Carlos, and his father, which they are, gonna come and try and get Princess Shirahoshi again, right? But we also saw Lucci there, so maybe how Vivi ended up with Morgan is maybe once everything started going down, maybe Lucci actually ended up saving her and helping her get on Morgan's ship or somehow. Who knows? You know, maybe there is some good still in Lucci. Whatnot. And I'm only saying that because Vivi made that slight remark. You know, basically telling Lucci, you know, you guys aren't here to protect us. You're not here to protect us, essentially, right? And those guys are just gonna come back and do this again. That's why I'm going to talk to Garp. So that's the only reason why I even say that, and throw up that small potential there that maybe Lucci has something to do with saving Princess Phoebe. That'll be kind of crazy. And then last but not least, this guy, King Cobra, one of the descendants of the first 20 that we found out, not too long ago, right? He's going to have a meeting with the five elders. What is he going to have the meeting about? Who knows? Maybe he just want to go and tell the five elders a piece of his mind that he's been holding on to for all these past years, right? Maybe he's trying to go and stop something. Who knows? But he's going to have a meeting with the five elders. And now that I also really think about it, more than likely, my boy Imu-san is probably going to pop up, and he's going to be the main reason why King Cobra died. Either he did it himself, or he ordered one of the five elders to off him, right? So we probably get to see Imu-sama again soon in this flashback, because once again, Sabo did say he witnessed the throne, the throne in the world government, in the middle of the world, the seat of the world, right? And there's nobody supposed to be occupying that seat, so more than likely that he meant that he actually saw Imu-san. So we probably get to see him again. Probably get to hear what his voice sounds like, now that I'm thinking about that, so that'll be cool as well. Don't know if that will kind of reveal if it's like male or female, who Imu-san is. Maybe they can do like some kind of like voice distortion type of thing. That might be kind of cool. But nonetheless, getting some more of Imu-san in general would be cool to see. As well as one last thing I almost forgot. I really hope we get to see some cool stuff from Admiral Fujitora in this little flashback as well. It's been a minute since we had some cool Fujitora scenes, and also just in general, it'll be nice to get some cool scenes from all the revolutionary captains as well. We haven't really gotten to see them in action much as well, so now that they're actually in a battle, hopefully we get to see some cool stuff from them as well. So that was everything that I had for this week, everybody. Thank you all for joining me for another week and just listen to me ramble, of course, and I will see you all next week for another One Piece review, everybody. Peace.